Okay, and we are back into the next game for day two, round two of this cEDH tournament sponsored by the Spikefeeders. So we just watched Insert Clever Phrase take the game with his Goto deck, slowly he kind of doing his counting on his fingers to 10 while we were too busy, looking at everyone's hands to really pay attention. But so we just jumped into this game with Spleen Face on Vanifar, PD Measles on Gitrog, Azrael on Psy Master Thopterist, and na Batman on Marwyn the Nurturer.
It's funny every time.
Yeah, dude, never not funny. So it looks like quite the board state here. Let's try to dissect this a bit.
Yeah.
So right now we're on PD Measles' turn. Gitrog. We've got Golgari Grave Troll and Oblivion Crown in hand. So that basically represents stack more and discard outlet.
Yep.
Really, all we need to see is Gitrog in play and the prime opportunity, and he can really Well, I guess he does need a land to sack as well, but you can easily respond to that draw trigger with the Oblivion Crown in your upkeep.
Yep.
I'm just interested to know who Todd is, because apparently he heard Spleen Face.
Todd?
Yeah, if you look at Mana Crypt on Spleen Face's board, it says Todd Hurts.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, that would be.
refer-
No. That's the classic even Steven Todd. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so then we've got Azrael on Psy Master Thopterist, which is kind of the spicy deck to see into day two.
I would say rogue to say the least, but it's pretty spicy. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it looks like we've got a back to basics out, and that can't be too comfortable for all these. Well, there is a mono green player.
Surprisingly, it's hitting half of the lands.
Yeah, that's
of the mono green.
Yeah, it's actually kind of strange.
But yeah, can't be too comfortable into this back to basics. This Aether Spellbomb also able to hold down against Marwyn, Vanifar, and Gitrog simultaneously, so long as he has the option to hold it up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Skull Clamp is going to be able to really take advantage of these Thopters being made to keep this card advantage engine going. Really quite the strong position for this side deck to be in.
Yeah, really, really strong board state for sure. And he's going to clamp a Thopter here, draw 2 cards.
Yep. And you have to imagine that this Clan Ironworks will be able to combo off with some of his artifacts at some point in the game.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This deck tries to win using the standard, or not standard, the modern deck, the classic modern deck style of Quark Clan Ironworks with your Scrap Troller and Mer Retriever. Yeah.
Okay.
A great way to make use of your banned modern cards. Just play them in, throw them in the EDH deck.
Oh, yeah.
KCI and the EDH for sure.
Yeah, and then moving on to Batman, who from now on I'm just going to refer to as Batman.
Okay. Batman's probably fine. Yeah.
Moving on to Batman's board, we've got a Marwyn and Great Oak Guardian, and in hand, not a whole lot of action.
A Gift of Growth in hand, right?
Yeah, we're really not in the best position considering the greater good. Looking at that in the grave, that was countered earlier. So
how do you feel about Marwyn compared to the mono green Selvala? Do you feel?
I feel like the fact that Marwyn isn't drawing cards off of ETB is kind of weak, and also requires a bit more work to be put in.
Yep.
Right, when Selvala comes down and you can just drop a Phyrexian Soul Gorger, draw a card, and have it be a ritual.
Oh yeah,
that's just such a powerful effect that can't be understated.
It's really hard to replicate.
And then Spleen Face on Vanifar. We've got lots of mana in play that's actually being held down by the back to basics.
Yeah,
and some classic standard cEDH staple Whirlpool Rider. So yeah, probably not too great to be Vanifar right now with this Aether Spellbomb and this back to basics in play.
Yeah.
Really, I think the only real two strong contenders right now, based off board state, look to be Psy and PD Measles on Gitrog.
Yeah.
Well, you can never discount the Gitrog deck, right? It's just so so explosive.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, and this Oblivion Crown from Gitrog, if he times it correctly, because of he could potentially play around the counter spells from the side deck, and if he knows anything about Vanifar, you might know that the deck is sorry, that the deck is it's quite slot intensive on combo pieces, so not a whole lot of room for pertinent interaction.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, being in blue-green, your options are fairly limited already to begin with.
Yeah. I wonder what Spleenface might be thinking. Can you? This deck does not use Vanifar as a grind engine at all.
No.
No, I can't imagine he has too many slots like Eternal Witness or, Reclamation Sage, like value creatures like that.
Yeah. So
I've seen him
do
flash in a
jam-
Rex Sage before, so
Okay.
I think he does run it. But
I mean, Rex Sage would be pretty good against the side deck right now.
Yeah.
Given just taking out the Skull Clamp.
Yeah, I'd be scared to. Actually, no. It's mainly that this back to base Vanifar player right now.
Yeah.
Holding only the mana confluence for the Gitrog player under check.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the Marwyn's Wirewood Lodge, but
Cavern of Souls as
Marwyn
well,
player.
but
Batman has enough mana as it.
Yeah.
I don't think untapping Marwyn is a huge deal right now.
Now with the side player, he's got his.
Mm-hmm.
So this Inventor's Fair could find him another half of the combo piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we just have a look at what's in his graveyard right now?
Yeah, we've got what do we got? Brainstorm, View Graveyard. Brainstorm, Lotus Petal, Counter Spell.
Okay.
So
potentially if he gets Scrap Trawler, he would be able to at the very least recur his Lotus Petal and then cash that in for another 2 cards. So like,
the side if he gets his he could get a little chain going with the KCI and Scrap Trawler, really taking advantage of his Skull Clamp.
Yeah,
you cut out a little bit there. If he gets his what?
If he gets his Scrap Trawler online, he can really start advantage of the Skull Clamp and Psy constantly casting these spells and dumping them in, and potentially just get there off of that little recursion, little recursion loop.
Yep.
And definitely lots of possibilities open as far as where he can go from here. It's pretty good.
We're seeing a Gitrog monster from PD Measles here, which is where the Gitrog monster deck wants with Gitrog in play.
Yeah.
With the Oblivion Crown Golgari Grave Troll, all he needs to do is wait for the right opportunity to strike, and he can really close out the game. Now, had he had a sackable land here, this could be the perfect opportunity to try to interact with, or try to respond with a Oblivion Crown. Or actually, no, I guess he'd be held back by the
Spell Bomb. Yeah, he still has mana.
The Spell Bomb is still holding him hostage.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Azrael is really going to never not have that Spell Bomb up.
Yeah.
A little too strong. Too
given
strong.
Three creature-based decks, right? You really want to be able to hold that mana.
No.
So did he tap his Adventurous Fair?
It is tapped and being held back by this back to base.
Yeah, so that's
unfortunate.
That's a bit of a non-bo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but he's still getting his life.
Oh yeah.
That's perfectly offsetting the life loss from that mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this Boseiju would also be being held down by this back to basics.
Yeah, that's
not.
Well, I mean, there's only one other blue player at the table, so it's not like the Boseiju necessarily doing a whole lot of work.
Yeah, and with the other blue player being at 1 card and being held down by this back to basics, he's not super thrilled about getting rid of it. So chipping in now with the Thopter beats against the Gitrog player.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like a good idea.
It's taking cards away from an Adnos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every single life could be 1 to 2 cards this Gitrog player is drawing, and especially off the Adnos with all the 0 mana, fast mana that you're trying to find.
Yeah,
that's every point of damage matters.
Get in for your beats and then draw a card.
Now this side deck is really in such a strong board position and really feels like it has the game unlocked, but every turn cycle around, you're giving your opponents the opportunity to draw to outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with Dark Confidant on the battlefield, right?
So he's really going to want to try to close the game out as soon as possible, but he's not He's not. It's hard to say he's in a bad, feeling too much pressure.
Yeah.
This negate, misdirection, winds of rebuke, Aether spell bomb. It's quite the solid position to be in.
Yeah.
And he gets to take advantage of this skull clamp every turn.
Yeah, that's very strong. That's gonna keep him in a very good position.
So what are the outs that some of these other players are?
I think Batman just needs to draw some action. You know, his hand is a lot of mana. He has crop rotation for. I'm not sure what he would have in his library to crop rotate for.
Yeah, no, it looks like he's
I don't
got.
think there's too much. Like there wouldn't be anything crazy like a Eye of Yukin.
No. I don't think he plays any of the damaging lands. Probably on Cradle, but pretty useless at the moment.
So I think Batman has a greater good in his. If he could find a way to bring that back into his hand, that would be fantastic.
Oh yeah. That could keep him sustained on the cards and allow him to just chain into big fatties, draw some cards, and fuel his mana engine. But at this point, you know, he's being everyone is being oppressed by this Aether spell bomb, and no one wants to be the one to make Azrael pull the trigger. And that's really these onboard tricks. That's one of the things that these onboard tricks get overlooked as, or one of the main advantages of them, is that they form this form of pseudo card advantage.
Yeah.
Where
you have like one onboard trick that's holding 3 players back simultaneously.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it's actually quite it's quite amazing. You normally see this thing in with Muldrotha.
Yes.
With the seals and spell bombs.
Seal of Primordium and the spell bombs. Yeah, this is
seal of removal. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Muldrothas in this tournament.
yeah.
Because Spleenface has decided to bring Vanifar.
Yeah.
So
it seems like Azrael played his Chromox, made a Thopter, and then cashed in a Thopter for 2 more cards, one of which was a Mana Crypt.
Yeah.
So this does give him a lot more mana to work with during his turn, and I think possibly even to play out the KCI this turn.
Yeah.
Because being able to play out the KCI is massive, right?
Getting that KCI out and getting over that mana hump is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Because he can still sack like any of his artifacts to cast negate.
Do you see an end step Winds of Rebuke on Azrael's own back to basics as a viable play to give him access to the
oh yes, yeah.
Give him the Inventor's Fair, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. I guess it would depend on.
I mean, he is sitting pretty on lots of interaction already.
Yes,
he just went for the Conjurer's Bauble as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's just more fuel for this for the Skull Clamp.
Yep.
Or for the Psy and the Skull Clamp.
Yep.
Proving to be quite the powerful engine.
Yeah.
Skull Clamp, surprisingly a card that doesn't see a whole lot of play in cEDH.
I think the thing is that nobody plays things like Wood Elves or Farhaven Elves.
Yeah.
Or even like Rex Sage comes at a high premium in terms of deck building cost.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have these critters that you just willingly clamp away, right?
Well, the thing is that decks that make the critters like Najeela just have better things to be doing, like winning the game.
Yeah.
Now,
or they have they have card advantage outlets that don't require you to pay mana every time.
Certainly that's part of it, but Najeela also most of them run Stony Silence and Null Rod.
That's a fair consideration.
So, yeah. That's certainly a non-bow, and then Bloodpot is the other deck making tokens really effectively, and again they run those pieces too. So
and also
and casting Tana is not where you were. Bloodpot.
No.
Yeah. This size ability just to spit out the Thopter is proving to be quite strong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Back to basics. Back to basics is something that's sort of fallen out of favor in the meta more generally, which you really only see it in monocolored like Teferi and
If you're in mono blue, you take your answers where you can get them.
And because Control Zur has sort of fallen to the wayside in wake of Shimmer Zur and whatnot.
And like for Zur, you really don't have a time where you're really happy to get back to basics, right?
No.
Because if you're attacking with Zur, then you're certainly going for Necropotions.
Yeah.
Or if you have the mana to hardcast it, then maybe you should be holding some interaction and then casting Zur at some point.
Well, and one of the most popular trends recently that's making back to basics.
I think we just lost someone.
So Batman has
Disconnect, scoop.
left the game.
It looks
Here,
like
we'll,
just a disconnect. Left the game. Player left the game. I don't see
Scott, do you want to check in with the players and find what's up?
Let me just bounce over there.
Okay. And in the meantime, I'll continue my thoughts. The back to
Alright, so I'm gonna want to respond on his end step then.
Okay.
Sure. And bounce back.
I don't want to mill anything. So let's.
Oh, are we featured now? Everyone all of a sudden joined
Yeah, no, that's a 3DH game.
Sure. No, but just like everyone joined our Discord.
You're the feature right now.
Spicy.
Did you
Sweet.
lose someone?
Yeah, he had to leave unexpectedly.
All right.
Brewskis. So I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, so it sounds like he had to drop unexpectedly.
Okay, well, if anyone had to drop in this game, the Marwyn player who was not really particularly interactive, wasn't in a good spot.
Yeah.
Probably the player least likely to affect the outcome of this game.
Yeah, that's probably the one to lose if you were going to lose someone.
Yeah. Like they're just praying for the top of their library at this point, right?
Yeah. Now, what I was saying about back to basics is the meta has many decks are being interested in tainted pact nowadays, and that takes a massive toll on your mana base.
Yep.
And makes one really vulnerable to the blood moons and back to basics. Which
that's the
It
problem.
certainly means that you can't run it.
You can't run it yourself,
Yeah, exactly.
and the decks. It's such a powerful trade-off that it's such a powerful card that many decks really want to be on it, that it's not worth the running a standard mana base to take advantage of those cards. But the decks that don't have the option to take advantage of that are very happy to run their back to basics. And blood moons.
For sure.
Okay, so here we see Spleenface still being held back quite a lot by this back to basics.
Yeah. So he cast Prime Speaker Vannifar just this turn, right? And then now he's casting Fate Stitcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a hard cast Fate Stitcher, not a.
No,
this was Fate Stitcher off his draw.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess he's really trying to just make Azrael pull the trigger on this on this Aether Spellbomb.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's no reason to hold anything back. Like, it's not even like he's representing a whole lot, having had only one card in his hand for the past couple of turns now.
Yeah, well, giving the control player more and trying to make and just hope they pull the trigger on someone else.
Yeah,
not necessarily the best plan.
But when your mono blue control player is drawing 3, 5, 7 cards a turn, not much time to be had.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, Measles draws off his Dark Confidant trigger.
Yep.
He's going to have a Gitrog trigger and then his draw for turn. So this card advantage engine really going to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now this homeward path is something that is, as a Gitrog player, you never want to have be stuck on a bunch of colored sources. At the same time, you really have to commit.
Yeah.
If you're getting rid of your homeward path, you are making a statement that none of the other players are going to have the Gilded Drake.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I think the Aether Spellbomb was just sacked. Was it?
Looks to be.
Did we have any indication of what it was targeting or what it was sacked for?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Scott, do you have a ear into players?
Let me hop in here. I have been informed that there is, so I can no longer listen to the players for the moment, because they're going out over stream. I've run out of audio channels.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't get in there apparently. I've run out of audio channels.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to speculate here then. So, doesn't look like there's a doesn't look like there was anything cast to remove this Aether Spellbomb. So it must have been cracked.
Oh no, did he cast his Assassin's Trophy on it? I think that was what happened.
No, but he was
right.
No, he had the. No, that must have been from earlier in the game.
See, so Spellbomb.
Because that Spellbomb is part of the glue holding the sport state together.
Yeah,
and to just have it to go AWOL like that.
Yeah.
Really is feeling good with this Life from the Loam, allowing him to potentially go up to the 8 cards required for the sculpt if he gets his Dakmor, or even just slowly chaining these gets to trade these lands using the cleanup step for actual cards.
Yep. I mean, could you see him casting Life from the Loam, targeting Bazaar and some other stuff like right now?
Yeah, he's got a Bazaar of Baghdad, Lake of the Dead, Mana Confluence, Polluted Delta in his graveyard. So getting this Life from the Loam online with Bazaar of Baghdad is an absolutely devastating engine.
Yeah.
And then if the Gitrog is not winning the game, this is probably one of the other things it wants to be doing the most is just playing solitaire with this Life from the Loam Bazaar of Baghdad.
Yep. Yeah. And notably, Azrael only has 3 mana, right? So he can't cast both the Winds from Rebuke and the Negate. Is that right?
He's got a Chromox and 2 lands, so that looks to be the case. Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Now he does have the misdirection, which he can misdirect the Oblivion Crown. Correct?
I'm not sure actually. I think Oblivion Crown. We'd have to get.
You have to get clarifications on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that might be something. Now we're showing as
yeah.
But so if that's how it works, then he does have option to misdirect the Oblivion Crown. If not,
I don't think that matters though, because he still controls the Oblivion Crown. So
the Oblivion Crown imparts the ability to the creature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's why it actually Oblivion Crown gets shut down by Curse Totem.
Right.
Yeah, one of the weaknesses of Gitrog is that you need to run chains of Mephistopheles to get around the effects. Okay, here we're seeing an Abrupt Decay. Wow, just PD Measles going from 2 cards to a full grip.
Yep.
Power of the Gitrog Monster.
Yeah.
Power of the Gitrog Monster for sure.
Now, this Abrupt Decay, I can't see him wanting to get rid of this back to basics, but this Abrupt Decay could be useful for forcing Azrael to or to getting rid of Skull Clamp, actually.
Yeah. Now, there is misdirection.
There is the misdirection.
And there is
correct, and the Winds of Rebuke if you really wanted to save it as well.
Yep.
But this I could see the value in PD Measles trying to Abrupt Decay the Skull Clamp to put an end to this value engine.
Yep.
So one options PD Measles does have with a full grip of hands, even though he doesn't have access to the Dakmor for the cleanup step sculpt, he has the Golgari Grave Troll. And if you can do a sort of chaining technique where if you go up to 9 cards in hand, you discard your Golgari Grave Troll and a land, and then you get to dredge your Grave Troll. If you hit a land, draw another card. Mm-hmm. So you can keep doing this until you try and hit Dakmor for the amount of lands you have in your hand.
And notably, it goes back to your end step every time that happens. So you would receive priority to cast something from your hand if you have to, right?
Yeah, which is with the Oblivion Crown in hand, just finding the Dakmor would be nice. And with this Aether Spellbomb no longer in play, you're feeling a lot safer.
Yeah, I'm still curious as to what exactly happened to that Spellbomb.
Yeah,
I never know.
Unfortunately, I think that's. Yeah. We could ask one of the players.
I think we might be past that.
Yeah.
Let's not distract them.
Yeah, I think we've gone past that point. But
okay, what are we seeing? A Dark Blast Dredge.
Yep.
And then here's the Gitrog Monster taking advantage of dredge cards.
Yep.
Chaining 1 dredge into a draw into more dredges. Yeah, this is
so now. Given the fact that PD Measles only had 2 other cards in his hand the first time he cast Life from the Loam, do you think it was plausible for Ezreal to negate the life from the loam right there.
Negating that it is a possibility, and many people always struggle with this playing against Gitrog.
Yeah.
Negating life from loam is such a feels bad when you're when they just it's so easy for them to get it back.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like targeting Bazar, that's literally in their graveyard. Like that's you have to feel like if you're not
certainly
pulling
depends on the targets.
If you're not pulling the trigger on the negate there, then you are waiting for something else, right?
Looking at the game logs, it looks like Spleenface has lost connection to the game.
Okay, but he's still he's not.
I think he might have been the host. Connection closed. Yeah, I just lost connection to Rooster Ranges.
Okay, well we're gonna go check in and see if we can figure out some of the stuff with the difficulties.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm gonna just throw it to a break.
Okay.